Hello there everybody, this is Snivy and welcome back to more Let's Play Ratchet and Clank. Today we're going to explore this planet and see what it has to offer, but first, Gadgetron Vendor. In this place we can buy ammo for our weapons, of which we have in our possession, and we can also buy brand new weapons too. But, unlike future iterations of this game, in the first game, it is not wise to buy ammo. The reason is because there are a lot of things in this game which cost a lot of bolts. And despite bolts being practically everywhere, a lot of the items that we need to buy with said bolts are expensive, including weapons, gadgets, upgrades, etc. So, I'm gonna resist buying ammo for say. But of course I will be using my bolts to buy other weapons and other things as needed. Now let's go over swimming controls. It's pretty simple to swim on top of the surface, and what they do, no problems. Now, to go underwater, just simply push and hold the square button. However, in this game, for the most part, you can't breathe underwater, so you can't stay under here for very long. When your air gauge runs low, head back to the surface as soon as possible and get some air. If you run out of air, then you will drown and die. And we don't want that now, do we? Also, fun fact, in this version, the air gauge is glitched, meaning that it just hangs on the side of the screen until you execute a cutscene or you die. And it's not like this in the original, that much I remember. Now, this thing right here in front of us is a bolt crank. All you have to do is just stand in front of it or go near it, push the square button to attach your Omni wrench to it, and start spinning around by rotating the analog stick. The left analog stick, that is. Keep doing it and eventually you'll bring the bolt crank to the freaking ground. And yeah, you'll open certain things and doors and also other wonderful things, as I previously stated. So whoops. Bolt cranks are practically everywhere, so be on the lookout, and you're going to be doing this a lot. Also, future iterations of this game, you won't have to rotate the analog stick. When it comes to future iterations, starting with Going Commando, all you would have to do when it comes to the bolt cranks, just move the analog stick in one direction and hold it there. No pun intended. Trust me, man, we definitely don't like things that involve rotating the analog stick repeatedly, really quickly. Seriously, we just don't like that because it gives us blisters and it makes us rage, as if it was frickin' Call of Duty, but whatever. Things happen, I suppose. Now, during the last video, I also mentioned that this is a third recording attempt, and that is still true. It is. The first reason I went over of why the recording didn't go so well. Now let's talk about the reason why the second recording session didn't go very well. But I'll actually talk about that in a second because we have a secret room. Just throw a bomb glove and there you go. We got our first major collectible of the game, which won't come into play until Challenge Mode, which is this game's new Game Plus. And this major collectible is none other than a gold bolt. Gold bolts, they don't have a use right now, but like I stated just a few seconds ago, they come into play in New Game Plus. In other words, Challenge Mode. Now let's get back into the discussion of why the second recording session didn't go as planned. Well, I'm kind of lying. It did go fairly decently. It went very well, much smoother than the first recording session. However, I ran into a bit of a problem. First problem I ran into was that... Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm buying the flamethrower now. I'll talk about the flamethrower later. Let's get back into the discussion of which I was talking about. What was I saying before I got distracted by the flamethrower? Dang it, I lost track. Don't you just hate that freaking brain fart? Brain fart crud. Happens practically all the time with me. Oh yeah, now I kind of remember. One of the reasons why the recording didn't go so well, as opposed to this one. One reason. Vegas was throwing a fit. 2. The commentary got mixed in with the game's audio, which I didn't want it to do. And really that just caused all kinds of problems, and that really made me pissed because I already was like an hour into the video recording session. I recorded an hour worth of footage, and yeah, I can't even use it. So yeah, Vegas is having one of those hissy fits when it comes to the MP4 video codec again. Why is this? I have no idea, and I have no idea how I just did that. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do know. You can execute different flips and side flips by ducking, by holding either the R1 or R2 button and moving the analog stick to the left, and then execute the jump button, makes you jump to the right, and doing that to the opposite direction makes you jump to the left, and you can also backflip too. It's nice to be able to do all kinds of flippy flips and making you flip around, doing all kinds of awesome flippy things. However, in this game, flipping really isn't that beneficial. The reason is because... Actually, I'll get back to that in a minute, because...
Plumber's crack.
Plumber's crack.
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them escape transports?
Escape transports?
Newsflash, giant robots attacking. The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this god-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows 2 weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Now, this is one of the many reasons why you want to save your bolts. Because different characters will offer you different things for a large number of bolts. In this case, the infobot, which the plumber has available, is available for 500 bolts. So, with that in mind, since we have over 1,000, let's go ahead and buy this infobot.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Ew, that's so gross.
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
But we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarks.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say. I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Well, with that infobot, we now have received new coordinates to a brand new planet. However, we cannot use these said coordinates until we get a ship. In order to get a ship, we need to fully explore this planet and help out one more person. And that person we're going to go see in this video. So yay, let's go. Let's go ahead and follow the plumber's example and slide down this here pipe. Whee! Whee! Pipe sliding is fun, especially when you're in the sewers and you're an Italian plumber shouting, "Let's go!" And then you're jumping on turtles and evil mushrooms that want to smash your face in. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the flamethrower now. The flamethrower specializes in close quarter combat just like the Omni Wrench. However, this is better at taking out multiple enemies in large groups at close range. The flamethrower, unfortunately, does not excel in any way, shape, or form in mid-range combat, so don't even bother using it in mid-range combat. For mid-range combat use, I would suggest just sticking with the Bomb Glove and that Omni Wrench if you can throw it at a distance. Here's a little piece of advice for you. If things get desperate for you and the enemy starts to gang up on you and you're low on ammo for your weapons, you can obviously use your Omni Wrench to take out the smaller enemies in just a couple of whacks. But for bigger enemies, you need to jump strike them multiple times. And this can be very dangerous and could potentially kill you. But if you're in the times of desperation, that's always a nice thing to fall back on. Now, another reason why it's not wise to buy ammo in this game is because ammo is practically everywhere. Really. It's very easy to get ammo in this game. And, yeah, it's just plain insulting. Now, let's talk about how I'm recording this game. Well, my friends, the simple thing that I'm going to say is this. I'm using the good old Elgato Game Capture HD once again. I've practically always have been using this capture card. I mean, I've been using this since my replay of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. But, whatever. It's ancient history, and this capture card has served me well, and it still is serving me well to this day. And as far as connection is concerned, you would be thinking I should be using the component adapter that would come with the Elgato, but really, I'm not using that thing. Instead, I hooked this thing up via HDMI. But I know what you're thinking. But Snivy, isn't there HDCP on the PlayStation 3? How are you doing this witchcraft? Bollax. It's nothing but a bunch of bull, man. How can you be doing such an awesome thing as that? Well, to answer your question, it's very simple. I'm using a converter box. And this converter box, I'm converting the HDMI signal to a DVI using a HDMI to DVI cable, and I'm using an optical cable that's connected to the PlayStation 3 to the converter box. And this converter box that I'm using is from Monoprice. Very common when it's being used, and it was originally used by many people for when they were recording footage for the PlayStation 4. Because when the PS4 was first introduced and first launched, it had HDCP, much like the PlayStation 3. However, with a recent patch, the HDCP can now be enabled or disabled at will when it comes to the PlayStation 4. However, such a thing never came to the PlayStation 3.
Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Ratchet the Negotiator. Uh-oh, looks like Captain Quark is in real deep shit. And then he died.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian Snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's Robo Shack, it's Quark-tastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Quark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Quark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Now.
Well, with that, we now have gained coordinates for yet another new planet. And this planet, I honestly can't remember, even though I've said it a couple of times during the last recording attempt. But, whatever. For all intents and purposes, and just because it's easier to remember, it's Metropolis. The city of Metropolis has been, I could say it's been a staple of the Ratchet and Clank series, but you don't always go there. At least not with recent innovations in the game. Oh, hi there. Happy to see that you're offline. Not. Whatever. Okay, anyway, since we have coordinates to 2 new planets, technically, we can choose where to go to next. We can either go to Metropolis and see if we can find Captain Quark and go to Al's Robo Shack, or we can go to Planet Aradia and help out Skid McMarks. But in order to complete his missions and stuff like that on Planet Aradia, we first need to grab something from Al's Robo Shack in order to complete Planet Aradia, which we'll be heading to. What am I trying to say is next time we're gonna head to Metropolis, and I'm going to sign out now. This is Snivy with Let's Play Ratchet and Clank. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. Next time we're gonna be heading off to Metropolis, and we're also gonna be heading to Al's Robo Shack, get some upgrades, and also get one awesome piece of equipment that's also going to be very vital for completing Planet Aradia. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all later.